Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a feeling of resourcefulness. And as you exhale with your eyes closed, just allow any feelings of tension or stress to leave your body in your outward breath. That's it. Breathing in and breathing out. And notice, breath by breath, you're able to release that tension. Meaning you can breathe deeper and feeling any stress around the neck or the shoulders melting away, leaving your body in your outward breath, feeling more and more relaxed. I want you to feel a wave of relaxation, feeling like it's washing over you, from the tip of your head all the way down your body, down into your toes. Any stress and worries are leaving your body, but I want you to feel there is a particular type of resourcefulness that you're breathing in right now. Unshakable confidence. Confidence is certainty. And I want you to imagine that what you're breathing out is uncertainty. And what you're breathing in is a feeling of rock solid certainty. Feeling more and more certain and confident as you breathe in. And as you exhale, any lingering echoes of uncertainty, doubt, leave your body in your outward breath. That's it, deeper and deeper relaxed. And I want you to think back to a time where you had that rock solid confidence socially. I want you to imagine traveling back through time, seeing a version of you perhaps when you were in your 20s with rock solid confidence. And you could tell from your facial expression, and you could tell from your body language, but more importantly, true confidence is inextricably linked to action. Some people can talk a good game, even think a good game, but they're not willing to walk their talk. And I want you to see a version of you that truly was walking your talk. Maybe it was approaching, having conversations. And notice you didn't have to prepare too much. You had faith that the right words would come, that you could bounce off. You could notice things. You had that charm, that charisma, that inner confidence. And I want you to see that version of you brimming with confidence. And then I want you to imagine shifting perspectives. So you are now in that version of you, feeling like you felt in your 20s, brimming with unshakable, rock solid confidence. I want you to breathe the same way. That inner dialogue. There's no upward inflection in those thoughts. It's downward inflection. A sense of deep conviction, certainty. And I want you to imagine you're back there in that moment, seeing someone that you would like to approach and feeling a sense of knowing. And you don't have to know what will happen, but just know that you have the resources to handle this situation well. I want you to imagine how it would feel to approach that person, start a conversation with a deep sense that it really doesn't matter what they say, or what they do, because you have unshakable confidence. If they don't respond positively, you make the choice to shut things down and walk away. And if they do respond positively, you stay as long as you decide to stay. And I want you to get a deep feeling of rock solid confidence. And maybe you feel it in your chest, or a sense of certainty in your head. And I want you to scan your body for where you feel this rock solid confidence and just point to it. And I want you to feel that this is expanding, amplifying. If it was a shape, imagine what shape it would be in that location. And get a sense of, is it moving? Because feelings inside the body feel like they move sometimes rotation, pulsation. And if it's rotating, rotate it faster until that amplifies the confidence even more. And I want you to give a color to this shape and make the color glow and expand until there's a halo around it. And then give a sound to that shape. And then have some inner dialogue that mirrors what's going on there. And maybe it's something simple like, I've got this. But I want you to think of a phrase that comes up for you that from this point forwards will be inextricably linked to rock solid confidence. And when a phrase comes to mind in a tonality of certainty, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And then do it all at the same time. Put your hand on that location, feel that shape moving in that way, glowing in that color, with that sound, with that inner dialogue, and just feeling you have rock solid confidence. And whenever you say that phrase, whenever you imagine that shape, whenever you touch that location, you will activate this feeling, and you can relax your whole body. Tap into that feeling, knowing that you can get it whenever you choose. And then I want you to imagine going forwards in time. Perhaps a few years until you were at your confident best professionally. I want you to see you with a high understanding of the market, with advanced technical abilities. Nobody was doing more deals. I want you to see that version of you in flow, high flying, formidable, relentless, brimming with confidence, and knowing a certainty that if you go into a meeting, a negotiation, you can influence that to go well. I want you to see that version of you. And when you get a sense that you're watching you with charm, charisma, but unshakable confidence, let me know by nodding your head. And then step into that version of you. Breathe the same way. See everything you were seeing at the same time. Feel that feeling of certainty and confidence. But I want you to notice something strange, something that wasn't there back then but is there now. I want you to see a watch on your wrist, a particular color. Maybe a Rolex with a blue face, and I want you to imagine seeing that and thinking this wasn't there, but it is now, and being open to what that means. And then scanning your body for that feeling of confidence. And if the confidence is in the same place, just point to that location. That's it. And again, I want you to imagine perhaps the same shape or a different shape. Imagine it three-dimensional in that very location, moving, spinning, Move it faster in the same direction. Amplify it. Make the shape three-dimensional, glowing a color. Give a sound to it. And maybe the same phrase. And this time, as you say the same phrase, hear the sound, feel the feeling there in that location, feeling unshakable confidence. I want you to not just feel the confidence, but then check the time on your watch. That when you feel this peak level of confidence, you're staring into your watch. And then I want you to imagine you are in a beautiful home and you're watching a TV show on a very large screen. And I want you to imagine seeing a scene with Don Draper from Mad Men at his most confident, most charming, most influential. I want you to see facial expressions, posture, almost an aura of confidence and certainty. And I want you to imagine rewinding that all the way back until you're seeing the actor that plays him, John Hamm, preparing to get into character for that role. And then I want you to imagine switching perspective so you now feel like you're the actor getting into character to become Don Draper. And I want you to notice that as you put on the suit becomes a trigger for this character. The shoes, how you look at your reflection in the mirror, your inner dialogue. You get this sense of you're building this confidence. And I want you to get a sense that you're now about to be Don Draper. And I want you to imagine walking into perhaps a meeting room, a boardroom, feeling this feeling of rock solid confidence there inside you. Having an inner dialogue of just knowing that you've got this. Feeling that the words come naturally, easily, that you're not selling, you're almost telling a story. Building rapport effortlessly. And at the point where you feel supreme confidence, I want you to look down at your wrist and notice that there's a watch. You can see it, you can see the time, and it's almost like this is a trigger to unlock even more confidence. Imagine carrying on with the conversation, the pitch, and feeling like you are a giant among men, that you have a superpower, and that superpower is your confidence. Amplify that confidence. Feel unshakable, rock solid confidence, and feel it ripple to every cell in your body, accepting that this is just how it is for you. And when you feel that you have that unshakable confidence, let me know by nodding your head. That's it. And then imagine that you're going back to looking at that TV screen. Only this time, you see yourself in the future. But there's something different about you, an aura, an energy. You're dressed very smart as you normally are, but there's something else, mannerisms, an energy. And I want you to see yourself in the future, perhaps in a meeting room, perhaps interacting with clients or potential clients. And I want you to see yourself with rock solid confidence, charm, charisma, words flowing, a powerful, confident, resonant voice. And I want you to see that version of you with unshakable confidence. And I want you to notice in that future version of you there's a shiny watch, perhaps with a blue face. And I want you to see that future version of you looking down, looking at the time, smiling, knowing that every time you look at that watch face, you value your time, you value your expertise, and you have unshakable confidence that you can create value for whoever you are in the room with. Nobody else needs to know that when you look at that watch, you are harnessing a trigger into infinite confidence. They just assume you're looking at the time. Many people do. They don't know this is a trigger to activate you at your most confident. And then I want you to see yourself on that screen with that meeting not just going well, but going incredibly well. You are working the room. Charm, charisma, confidence. Don Draper wishes he had the same level of confidence that you do. See that future version of you. Know that that is your future. And know that you are building all of the attributes. So that cause and effect relationship means that this future is inevitable for you. And when your unconscious mind accepts that, let me know by nodding your head. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Feel like you're returning to the present, getting a sense that you are fully integrated into this moment, but also that all of that confidence still remains within you. It's there, and you can activate it whenever you need. And you can enhance it by wearing certain clothes, wearing a watch, and stepping into that character. Breathing in and breathing out. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, get a sense that you're fully integrated into the present. Not in the future, not in the past, here in the present, as I count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.